Hey guys, welcome back to my podcast. So today I want to talk topic about the effectiveness of eradication corruption eradication commission. And I'm not alone. I'm here with my friend as a guest.
Yes, hello everyone, and first of all, thank you so much for having me. Um, I am so excited to discuss this topic with you. I've heard that corruption topic has been all over places lately.
Yeah, let's start it with the first question. As we know, that corruption is still a major problem in Indonesia. Almost in every sector, such as natural resource and then public transportation and human resource. What do you think the main reason behind that situation?
Well, I think the main reason behind it all is the misuse of power and the lack of integrity. This type of behavior can lead to a large scale of corruption cases.
Yeah, I slightly agree with your opinion because when there is less strict of law, it will make big opportunities for corruptor to make it happen, right?
Yes, exactly. And I think it doesn't even only impact on certain institution, it also leave a large and wider impact on society.
Talking about society, what do you think the corruption impact on public?
Well, I think the impact on society is very serious. This type of cases can make people lose trust from the government and public institutions, and this can lead to a negative attitude towards the governmental system.
I agree. It will be hard for the government because when public already lose trust, it will uh, they will be less cooperative and less supportive to the government system.
Yes, and it makes it hard to build a stable and honest society when all of these higher grounds is held by the people who abuses their power without even thinking about the impact it can lead to society.
I agree. And what do you think about does the KPK already do their job effectiveness or
Well, I firmly disagree with that statement.
yeah, I also agree with your statement because nowadays corruption still frequently happen even though KPK do their job.
Yes, it means that their effort haven't been fully effective yet.
And another concern is the corruption case came from inside the system of KPK.
Yeah, like the Babang Wijayanto and Abraham Samad cases, right?
Yeah, uh, the the is the ex leader of KPK and ex deputy chief of KPK who did dirty job, right? What do you think about this case?
Well, I have some information about those cases. First being from the Abraham Samad cases, where it happened back in 2015, specifically in the 9th of February, where he was brought into the investigators and crime agency due to him being in suspicions of document forgery.
Is there any reason behind that?
Yes, so according to the reference that I found, um, the investigators managed to compile some files which consist of family card and ID card that was under the name of Feriani Lim, who claims to be a family member of Abraham Samad.
And how about Bambang Wijayanto? Do you have any information about this case?
Yes, I also have a little information about that, where he was brought and charges of perjury relating to local elections at a constitutions court where he once worked as a lawyer.
It will be a massive shock for the Indonesian society because the people they think will fight against corruption, but they do the same fraud as a corruption.
Yes, and even the general attorney general's office has to take down those cases due to them being such a counterproductive of the government's effort to fight against corruption. And it's really sad because both Bambang Wijayanto and Abraham Samad were known as a figure that is really committed to their effort of fighting against corruption.
And I think it makes it harder for the government because I've heard that KPK who start from uh, independent independent institution switch into the under government institution, which make it KPK harder to their their versatile to do their job.
Yes, you're talking about the legislative change of KPK. And that change was stated in the law number 19, 2019. And yes, because of their freedom get taken away, it was a massive step down for KPK. And we can actually see that where about a year later, a total of 38 personnel of KPK left the institutions due to their disappointment of the new law.
I see. So, in conclusion, that KPK not do their job effectively because of their own system, and I think it will be a massive lesson for the future because they will know how to what's the solution about this case. Yeah, I think that's all today. Thank you for coming.
Yes, and also thank you so much for having me. It's been such a blast.